Hey guys, so something today that I learned is an easy way to get yourself to stay focused and break bad habits is to create new environments that the habits don't already exist in. And so I live alone and I'm in my apartment. And over the last year and a half that I've lived here, I've built multiple bad habits. Like when I sit on the couch, I end up doom scrolling or literally just anything. But been really struggling with bad habits like that recently and spending way more time on my phone than I usually do. And it's getting to me. And naturally, I'm trying to find ways to make that go away because I don't like it. So it's hard for me to just willpower my way out of it. I've actually been reading a book that's interesting, and it basically talks about how, among other things, human willpower is limited. It's like a muscle. And so the more you exercise willpower, the next time you need to use it, you actually have less available. And so the study was basically, I mentioned it on another day, but people were offered radishes or cookies, but they were told they weren't allowed to have, some groups were told that they weren't allowed to have the cookies. And then some groups were allowed to have the cookies. And the people who weren't allowed to have the cookies really wanted the cookies, but they had to use willpower to resist that. And then both groups were tested immediately after with an endurance exercise. The people who resisted the cookie actually lasted less than half as long as the people who got the cookie because they exercised willpower and they only had so much to give during the endurance exercise. And so it's only so easy to break a bad habit out of sheer willpower. And so I'm trying to figure out other ways to do so. And one that I found that's worked really well for me so far is this semester I have a lot of in person classes. I've done a lot of online college classes, but I'm actually in small classes this year or this semester. And that's been really good because I'm basically busy all day and I'm like never home on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And those 2 days are the days at which I get the most done because I'm not in an environment in which my bad habits exist. So as long as I can be disciplined enough and exercise my willpower to not let those habits seep into this new routine or these new locations, whether it be in like the classes that I'm in or spending more time on campus or the routine, whatever, it keeps those bad habits at bay. And so if you essentially reinvent your whole environment, it's like a lot of people like move away and restart and reset. And it's really because your brain kind of resets. Like we have cues. Like when I sit down on my couch, I'm not getting anything done. So arguably I should just get rid of the couch. That's always an option. But what works for a lot of people is like location. So like if you find that you're unproductive at home, don't be home. Just be anywhere but home. And that's kind of where I'm getting to right now. And so that's what I'm gonna try. But cool, useful tip if you're trying to break a habit and you can't continue to do so, change the environment to an environment in which that habit has not yet existed in. So my bad habits are my home, start going to cafes, libraries, or like what I've been doing this semester, going to class a lot of the time instead of being home watching lecture videos. And that's helped me a lot. So yeah, that's it for today. No new income, although I did get sent another thing by a brand and I have five Amazon packages, so I'm gonna make the videos for those probably tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll get new income coming in. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that front. But yeah, that's the daily update for today. If you have bad habits you're trying to break, change the environment, make it a new environment where there's no habits that exist there. Um, like all my bad habits are in my home, so I'm leaving my home. It's that simple.